Hello, Capricorn. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Tarot Illuminati by Eric C. Dunn. Supportive Oracle cards, the Spirit Animal Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. Okay, I had cards falling out while I was shuffling for you, so I'm itching to find out what that's about. A bunch of them fell out face down. One fell face up. I'm not sure where this is going just yet, but let's get the rest of the cards out here and find out, because it seems like they're really wanting to say something. Okay. I really want to know what this... There's like a bunch of cards. There's like 3 of them. All fell face down right in a pile. I want to know what they are so bad. All right, let's get into it so I can get to that part, because I feel like I'm not supposed to flip them over until we get there. Well, this is interesting. You got lizard with seahorse. Going into this situation, the lizard seems to be more of a fire element to me. To me, that's just how I feel about it. Goes here and there. Now you see me, now you don't. It could be a situation that you're toying with. You're not really invested with it. You kind of pay attention here or there. Not really overly convinced that you're going to do anything with it. A situation that you just kind of touch base with every now and then. Just kind of like, oh, what's going on over there? Okay, that's cool. And you just seem to keep... You don't really get invested with it. Kind of like, oh, that's what's happening? All right. And you just kind of go on your own way. You're like, all right, yeah, cool, whatever. Not overly invested. But the reason you're kind of like that is because you got also the seahorse, which is watch and wait, which makes sense. You're kind of like, just kind of got this holding pattern going on here, right? And you're just keeping an eye on this situation. Do I want to be a part of it? Do I not? You're waiting for the next phase to click in, because you're like, I'm not making a decision until I know more about what's actually happening there. Okay. So I'm getting the butterfly in the environment. You don't really make a decision until the change occurs. You're waiting for it. You're wondering. You're not even convinced this change is going to happen. It does happen. But that's one of the reasons you're kind of waiting to the side. Like, unless something changes in that situation, and I'm not sure it will, you don't really know because you're on the outside and you're like, there's things I don't know there. But you're also kind of like, there's things I'm not even sure I want to know there. So if something changes, maybe I'll get involved. Maybe. We'll see. So change occurs. That's the butterfly. It's very simple in this situation. Change occurs. That's what I'm getting. It says on here, transformation is beautiful. Could be. Could be. I'm not convinced with that whole verbiage, but that's fine. Change happens. Just for this situation, I'm not convinced with that verbiage. I do like these cards, so in case I sound a little weird about it. You got Bear, Hierophant, what's the last one? Princess of Cups, which is usually kind of more of a Page of Cups. Sometimes more of a Knight of Cups, depending on how the energy's going here. You don't really know if you like this situation. That's what I'm getting. Even though it's like there's a Cups energy here, it's a questionable cup. When I get the princess, a lot of times I think of princesses become queens. That's the difference between the normal page energy and a princess energy. To me, princesses usually become queens. That's the whole point of a princess. So there's an intelligence here, there's a planning ahead here, there's a watching how other people get handled and knowing how to handle a situation. So it's a bit more advanced than a page energy, if you ask me. Because from what I understand, pages become knights, but I feel like this is skipping the knight phase. You're not really sure about what to think of this. You're not really sure, but you're noticing the change, and you're like, well, now that the change is happening, I can't commit to this cup feel. I can't commit to it. It's kind of like, maybe it's something I do want, but I'm not sure about it, and I need to find out what's going on with it. I need to get in there and find out the truth. These answers, or these questions that I've been avoiding finding the answers to, now that this change is happening, I need those answers. I need to know what's actually happening here. I'm going to have to step in a little bit to find out if I want to step in with both feet or if I just want to step in enough to see, oh, that's not for me, and get out of this situation. The brown bear spirit, it says take time out. When I first read it, I almost said time to call it out, because I feel like that's more of what you're doing. Kind of like, I need to know what's really here. I need to see it. I don't feel like take time out works for me for this card in this situation. When I feel a bear, like most people, at least I don't feel like you question a bear. If the bear comes into your campsite, you get out of its way and you just kind of stay away from it. I feel like that's what most people do. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't camp too often, just to be fair. But like, I don't usually challenge bears. I just kind of like, oh, that's happening. I'll just kind of move on and let them do what they need to do, and just leave them do what they need to do. I do feel like you're kind of going into the situation kind of slowly, kind of looking at it, inspecting things. You're coming forward with a strong energy, kind of like, don't give me any of your bull. I just want to know the truth. So you're going in a little deeper to find out what's the deal here. What's really going on now that things are actually changing? Do I need to be a part of this? Do I want to be a part of this? I'm really kind of skeptical if I even want to be here. I'm having one of those feelings. Kind of like you're showing up to a party and you're just kind of like, do I even want to be here? Like, do I even want to be a part? Like, is this really a party, or is this just an annoyance that I don't really want to be a part of? Like, I don't know if this is really a party or more of a, like, I have to police or babysit people. Which is it? You know, you show up to those events where you're just kind of like, I can't really relax and enjoy myself. I have to make sure everybody else gets along. Is it that? Or is it where I can let loose and actually have fun myself? It's literally a party because I can act like it's a party. I don't know. It's questionable. It's kind of like, I don't even know if I really want to be here. This fell out upside down, and they're trying to make a point. Somebody you think is respectable is not. It's a general reading. Take it the way you want to take it. If it's not for you, just walk away from it. But I'm telling you, the fact that this is falling out upside down, it's just telling me there's somebody here that you think is respectable that is not. And right next to it is the Three of Cups. The people around this person are going to be able to highlight the truth about what's going on with this person. So everybody has, everybody's human. Even if people are normally good, once in a while people trip and stumble and they do their own thing. And sometimes it's not the best thing. Somebody you think is respectable at this point has done something that's not respectable. Whatever that means to you. I feel like that's subjective to how you take life. So whatever that means to you. People around this person can tell you the truth. You just got to work with them and let the situation unfold. It's going to be, you're not going to want to hear these things. You're not going to like it. You're not going to want to believe it. I feel like this is the hardest part of this whole reading. Because things are being said and you just want to like fluff it off like it's nasty rumors, and it's not. There's backup. There's proof for this if you need it. You're very strong, so I feel like at the same time you're like, all right, we're not going to over-embellish this crap. I'm getting that energy. Like, all right, I need to know the truth, but we're not going to be embellishing or accentuating or highlighting bull. I don't want this dramatized. Just tell me the bare bones of what's actually going on here. But the moth with the lion is very interesting. It's kind of like the lion is saying, you're telling somebody, like, don't be overdramatic. Don't dramatize this. Don't do that. Just tell me the bare bones truth. And I just want to know the bare bones truth and what you have fact for. And why it's a fact. Show me why it's a fact. Show me why I should believe your proof. That's the lion. The moth is saying, give into the situation and let it come your way. So it's almost like tolerating it within reason. You want to hear the truth, but you just you don't want people getting all crazy. You know what I mean? Kind of like there's a fight at a birthday party. If that was what happened, you say, all right, what happened? Well, this person argued with that person, and then that person threw their bowl of ice cream at him. So that's what happened. That's the bare bones. You don't want to hear, oh my God, it was horrible. People were so nasty. He was annoying. He kept screaming at people, and then the food started flying, and it was all a mess, and everybody was upset. You don't want that version. You just want, give me the bare bones. What happened? What happened? What happened? What literally just physically happened? If something was said, what was literally said. Don't embellish it. You don't want the embellishment like, oh, everybody was upset, everybody was crying and throwing themselves on the floor, and they just couldn't get through life after that. You're like, all right, listen, it wasn't that bad. Let's calm down. Just tell me the truth. Okay? Cool. So you're regulating it like, all right, tell me the truth, but don't give me the bull. Don't give me this song and dance act with it. I don't want to hear it. The 3 cards face down are... Oh, they're good cards. Somebody owning up to the situation? No. Not to you. You seem to find out what's going on with this person. This is somebody you like. Whatever happened, happened, right? Okay, whatever happened, happened. Somebody that's normally respectable did something that was just not respectable. That's all I'm getting. Whatever that is. I don't know the details of it. It's a general read. They're pulling themselves together. They're trying to contain their own issue. They're owning their own situation. Like whatever they did, they're like, yeah, I did that. No, I probably shouldn't have done that. But they're kind of like trying to contain it within themselves. Like, all right, I made a mistake. I do what I do. You know, I'm human. Guess what? Woo, I'm human. Imagine that, a human being human. How could that be? I don't know why I'm so facetious about it. Like I almost have an attitude about it. Like, yeah, I'm human. Can you imagine? Wow, it's like I have a pulse or something. Really kind of like, yeah, I made a mistake. Get off me. Like, yeah, guess what? I'm human. It's gonna happen. It's like breathing. It just happens. They're not pushing this towards you. They're not making the problem worse. I feel like they're turning around and they're trying to clean up their own mess. They are trying to clean up their own mess, which I feel like for you, this is kind of something you would actually expect at this point from this person because you do respect them. And it's kind of like, all right, they screwed something up and now they're trying to fix it. Why it happened, what happened and why it happened, that's its own thing. But the fact that they're trying to clean up their own mess, whatever that means for them, okay, cool. Like, that seems to be like what you would expect from this person anyway. Yeah, they screwed up. All right, but they're fixing their own problem. They have a level of dignity they're trying to uphold. It's taking them a lot to pull it together with the strength card. It is taking them a lot, but they realize that it's the right thing to do. So there's a maturity level here with the King of Cups, kind of like they know it's the right thing to do to clean up their own mess. It does take a lot for them to do that, whatever that means. But they're kind of like, there's a level of respect here they even expect from themselves. So they're pulling themselves together like, all right, I screwed that up. I made a mess of a situation. Let me fix what I need to fix, talk to people I need to talk to, and just handle it. You know what's going on. I get that you full well know what's going on. But I don't see you really approaching this person. The fact that they're dealing with it themselves and you know that's happening, it's kind of like they're not really getting a get out of jail free card. It's not really like that. But you're not coming towards them. You're not highlighting like, I know what you did. You're not doing that. I don't feel you doing it. You don't seem to think it's necessary. So the situation's kind of passing by, even though you're aware of it. I'm getting that with the Seven of Swords. It's kind of like they're passing by the situation. They're taking care of it on their own, so you don't have to deal with it. You don't even have to address it. You know what's going on, though. I'm getting this on your side. It's the Queen of Pentacles. You know full well what's going on. You're very emotionally invested to this person. You're keeping an eye on it. I do feel like you're keeping an eye on it, but you're not letting this person know, like, I got my eye on you. You're not letting them know that, but you do have your eye on them. You are doing it. You're not, like, making a thing about it. You're not even letting other people know any more than you have to. Like, if other people know you're keeping an eye on it, it's because they're part of the way you're keeping an eye on it. This person would normally talk to you about these type of things, is what I'm also getting. They're not. They're not bringing this forward. They want this to pass by. You want this to pass by. I'm getting this Two of Swords, like they don't want to talk about this with you. They just don't want to. They want it to pass by. They seem very grateful that you're letting it pass by, because it just seems like it's one of these things where maybe normally you would bring it up, but you're just letting it pass by. The Dolphin card is love. That's what I feel with that. It says this and that are true, which could be that they know that you know. They also know that you're not bringing it up, and they're thankful for that. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want to. It does seem like it's passing by. This person is moving forward. The situation is just moving on. I do feel like it bothers you more down the road for some reason. Kind of like later on down the road, you're wondering, should I have really talked about this with them? Was this an opportunity where I just could have found out why that happened? Because it's almost like the why. You almost want to know like what was going on with them for that moment to actually happen. You want to know what was going on in their brain to make that mistake. And you don't really have that answer. You don't know where they were mentally, why they did what they did. And you're kind of wondering if you should have. The wombat makes me feel like it does say be at home. It does give me that very like looking out for somebody, caring for your family, and that's almost kind of like this person means a lot to you, and you're just kind of like, why? What triggered them to make that happen? Like, what finally was the last that really just sent them over the edge, and that's what they did? Like, why did that happen? But after it passes, after a certain amount of time passes, you're like, well, it's too late to bring it up now. It's kind of how you feel, like, I don't think I should be bringing it up now. It's kind of like stirring something up that's been long since dormant. Like, why do that? But you seem to be feeling like you should have brought it up. Just to find out their mindset. Like you should have had a talk about it is what you're thinking. This person does seem to be trying to figure out what's going on in their own life. There's something going on with them. This moment, this is a bigger thing than you realize. This is a bigger thing maybe than they realize. This is like it's kind of like I'm looking at a snowy cliff, and it's like the threat of an avalanche. This one bad moment is like a small avalanche that's threatening a much larger avalanche. There's problems here. Maybe you do want to have this talk, because I'm getting kind of tingles with this. This person is having issues, and they're not dealing with them the best. Maybe pushing forth a conversation is something you'll be thankful you did, because there's problems here. There are real problems here. This person that's the thing with the alchemist and the dragonfly, they're trying to hide a problem that they're having. They're trying to hide it. It's going to come out again. The next time, instead of a small avalanche, it might be a much larger avalanche. Whatever happened here, however big you think it was, it's not as big as it will be later. I feel like that's what they're saying. Have that talk. Have that talk. Otherwise, things are going to go back into their normal groove with the koi fish. I'm kind of getting there. There's always enough. Yeah, I guess that's fine. But I'm getting with this card, because I'm an intuitive reader, if you didn't know, that going back into that swimming pattern, everything's cool, everything's fine, we're all good, I'm all good, you're all good energy. I think you need to have that talk with this person. There's bigger problems here. This is just like a precursor. Like, this is like a red flag. Like, it's not just an issue on its own that happens and solved. I'm getting that this is like, there's a bigger problem. There's something much bigger behind this that needs to be handled before it gets worse. Have that talk. That's what I'm getting. Have that talk. Talk to this person. Because I feel like it's out of respect you're not. You're like, well, they're handling it themselves. Since they're handling it themselves, I feel like I should leave them alone. No, I feel like this is something that does. They need to talk it out. And I feel like with you having a series of talks, and it's probably like going to be a series of talks, they'll start dealing with what the real problem is, because it might be something they're hiding from themselves. All right, I think we're good. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.